Good morning and welcome to, actually, I forgot to say good morning, beautiful. And welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus, where we're going to be spending about the next 45 minutes together, enjoying some beauty on the outside and more importantly, some beauty on the inside. Our foundation verse for this podcast is going to be Psalm 119, verse 11. That is, I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And love that old vacation Bible school that goes with that. Now, last week, we worked on, we've been working through Psalm 34. And so last week we were up to verse 9. So if I can choose the right one, so I wear glasses. I know a lot of you know that from some of my pictures, but I just ordered some from Zlul. I don't know if you saw that or not, but now that I've had these new ones, I'm struggling to read things without my glasses. So should be a fun morning this morning. Their glasses are so fun. I hope you get on there and get a couple of pairs because they're so fun. Yes, I couldn't just get one. That's right. I had to get two, and I already have a couple more in my cart. But anyways, that's another conversation. Okay, so last week, as we were talking about, we were working on verse 9, continuing our journey through Psalm 34. So let's get that up on your screen for you. And that is, oh, fear the Lord, all ye saints, for those who fear him have no lack. And that is Psalm 34:9. And we'll go over that whole thing here in just a minute. So this week, we're going to be working on the next verse, which is, you got it, Psalm 34:10. And that is, if I can read it while I'm talking to you, the young lions... Oh, hold on, we gotta go a different way. The young lions suffer want and hunger, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Psalm 34:10. So that's what we're going to be working on this week. So we're going to get that scrolling across the bottom of your screen. And while we're doing that, just want to make sure that you have watched the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir's version of Psalm 34. It is absolutely amazing, and it's my favorite rendition of it, and I think you're going to like it too. So what are we going to be doing today, Wendy? I'm so glad you asked. So today, I hear you all chatting and dinging already, so let me get in there. There you go. Good morning. Nice to have you all with us this morning. So remember, this is live, so ask any questions that you have as we go along, and I will do my best to get that asked and answered live with everyone today, because if you've got that question, almost certainly someone else that's here with us has that question too. So let's see. Oh, and if you're watching this later on, then go ahead and ask your question in the chat of whatever platform it is that you're on, and we'll get it answered for you. All right, so our easy makeup theme today is going to be red, yellow, green, Wahala. So we are going to be playing with our Juvia's Place palette, and this is the Wahala. And today we're going to be living in some of the reds. We're going to be living in yellow, and then these greens up here. And then we're going to dive in a little bit right over here. It's very hard to do that when this direction is opposite. Okay, so just ignore that. So let's get going with what we're working on today. So again, red, yellow, green, Wahala is what we're going to be focusing on. So we know also we're going to be playing with the new foundation. I've been using it for a minute and really, really like it, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Okay, so we're going to start out with our Urban Decay All-Nighter. This is a wonderful primer. One pump is all that you need. And what does a primer do for me? Why do I need a primer? A primer is going to smooth out fine lines and wrinkles. It can do different things for you. You could have one that offers a little extra hydration. You might have one that controls a little oil. You could have one that has sunscreen in it if your foundation does not offer that. Oil control, did I already say that? So some things that I like about this for a combo oily skin. So this does a good job of being just a little bit tacky. So it's going to keep your foundation from slipping and sliding anywhere. It doesn't necessarily tout to have any kind of oil control properties, but I feel like it does a good job of that. So, that's just a me practical application. So anyways, get your primer, get your Urban Decay primer, and it's just got a nice grippiness to it. Okay, So now we're going to even out the playing field of what we got here. So we are going to use our It Cosmetics. This is the Bye Bye Under Eye. I am the shade 11 Light Nude, but come in and visit with us and we'll get you the right one. A little bit of this goes a long way. So we're just going to use a small little ribbon of that. Any place that you need concealing. I know it's called Bye Bye Under Eye, but it's just a concealer. So for me, that's going to be under the eye here. We're going to use it to rid some of the redness here. We're going to get some of the darkness there and in the corner. And up on the corner over here. And we're just going to kind of rough place it. And that is going to get it more or less where we want it. We're going to let it heat up to our body temperature for just a second before we try to blend it out when it can perform its best. Now for today, I'm going to be using, this is the It Cosmetics for Ulta Airbrush Blurring Foundation Brush number 101. And so we're going to be using that one here for our concealer and then also for our foundation. So now that that's warmed up just a little bit, we're just going to blur that out. We're not trying to rub it off. We're just trying to blend it out. Going right up under that eye area. Blending it onto the top of the cheek to remove that redness. Not a complete removal, just a reduction. All right, once you have got that blended out where you want it. So today, the foundation that we're going to be playing with, I don't actually have a bottle, I just have a dram I'm working out of. It is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. And I am the shade Cool Ivory. Now, as a combo skin, let me tell you some things I like about this. Number one, very, very lightweight. You almost can't even feel it at all on your skin. It's almost like it melds in. Also, as a glasses wearer that we discussed a minute ago, it does a reasonable job of the ditches on the side. You don't get a lot of that super separation and then the welling up on the other sides like some foundations do. This one, I mean, you're going to lose it. You got something rubbing on your surface of your nose there, so you're going to lose it, but it's going to be a pretty loss. I don't know if that makes sense at all, so try it out and see how you like it. So a little bit of this goes a long way. You do need to shake it up. So I'm just going to shake my little dram. Here you go. I know y'all be laughing with me. Okay, so we're just going to take that little bit of dram, and because I'm not working with the bottle and tipping and all that business, I'm just going to dip that barely into it a little bit. And let me tell you, yesterday when I was doing this, I got a little carried away with my dipping a little bit. So if you get carried away, you got a tissue on your lap already, just dab it off a little bit. So again, I think I got a little carried away, so we're just going to tap it a little bit, distribute it around, and then we're going to blend that out. I don't remember if I shed my shade or not. What was it? Cool Ivory. So come in, we'll do a shade match for you. If you want, we can send you home with a little dram for it. Or, you know, we got 60-day return policy, so you might as well buy the thing because you can always bring it back. One of the beauties of Ulta. Okay. And you can see how just flawlessly that blended out. I mean, seriously. I think I am going to... Oop, no. Touch just a little. Okay, I think that was too much of a touch. See if we can get that off. There you go. And I think this is touted as a medium to full buildable. Yeah, that's just so smooth. And as if we don't have enough smoothing going on, we're also going to be playing with a new setting powder. Now, I've used the other one before, but now Laura Mercier has wowed us with, what is this one called? The Translucent Loose Setting Powder Ultra Blur. And this one Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we've got something in the air today, so we're just going to get rid of our tears. There we go. I've already tapped some powder out on this. This one is a talc-free powder, so if you ever have where maybe your eyes or nose start watering a little bit after you've put your powder on, it could possibly be a talc allergy. So try this Ultra Blur because it does not have any talc in it. So we're going to be using our Beauty Blender. And what's the actual name of this? It is the Beauty Blender Powder Pocket Puff. Okay, and we're just going to get that sit right around the eye area. And now we're going to flip that cup over, use a wider end. Doesn't really matter what order you're going in. I just usually go in the same order around my face just so I don't forget anything. All right, we're just going to blend that out, pressing that in on our cheek there. More of a press, less of a, yeah. Yeah, that's the technical term. When I was a kid, I always thought boys were the coolest because they made the most sound effects. So, I know you probably heard a sound effect or two from me on here. They're just fun. Okay, and then just to make sure, extra good measure, we're going to go under that jawline there, just a tidge. All right, and you can already see how that just smoothed out and literally blurred what we have going on here today. So between these two things, man, just beautiful. So we are going to add a little contouring now. So we are going to switch over to our bronzer. Love this bronzer. Can you tell? Just a beautiful little bit of warmth. It's kind of a nice combo. Not quite a neutral, a little more warmth to it, but just beautiful. So we're going to be using this brush from It Cosmetics. This is actually a dual-ended foundation brush. This is going to be a bronzer. This one's going to be your highlighter. So starting out with the flat side of that, we're going to put that bronzer on just one side. I mean, I guess you could do two, but that's going to be a lot of product. We're going to go from the ear to the nose, kind of in a little bit of a circular fashion, just above where the actual hollow of your cheek there is. Same thing on the other side. Using that same flat side, just a little bit, we're going to work right up into that hairline. Now we're going to switch to the small side. From the ear to about right there, right about there. Neutral face. And just give a little definition to that jawline. And now same side of that, we're going to just come alongside the nose. All right, that completes our lows. Now we're going to do the highs. This is the highlighter from Juvia's Place. This is the Tribe Highlighter Volume 3. Just a nice kind of champagne-y sort of color. And now we're going to move to the fluffy side. We're going to hit the top of the cheek and right alongside that eye socket. This does have a little bit of sheen to it. This is almost the same color as the Cookie highlighter from Benefit. We're just going to go down that center of the face, making sure we hit that Cupid's bow. And that is our highs and lows. So now grab your blush brush. This is a MAC, I don't know, 113, I think. Any blush brush will do you though. We're going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is a volume 4, excuse me. And we're going to be living in this lighter one here. So these are pretty pigmented. So just like swatch it a couple of times. And then we're going to go between that bronzer and that highlighter. And then between the bronze and highlighter up on that temple. Get a little bit, just add some color up there on that forehead. A little tiny bit, nose, chin. You don't have to do that part. I just kind of like to have the colors sort of unified. All right. Now, boom, you have completed your contouring. So let's take a look again at our verse. We have scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. And the verse for this week is going to be, the young lions suffer want and hunger, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Psalm 34:10. So again, we'll be working on that all week long and throughout our makeup application. So let's look at our lips today. So this will make a little bit more sense when we start working on the eyes, but nonetheless, let's get our lips on. So we're going to be using two things. We're going to be using the NYX retractable lip liner. This is in the shade Ruby. And then we are going to be stepping into some MAC. This is the Retro Matte lipstick in their OG Ruby Red. Excuse me, Ruby Woo. Okay, so we're going to start out with that pencil. Going to hit that Cupid's bow first. And this is really not adding any color. We're just outlining the lip today. All right, and now we're gonna go back just inside of that. Let me get that turned down just a smidge. There we go. We're gonna come back just inside of that line and use a little lighter pressure. There we go. And just blend that out a little tiny bit. That's just gonna make it a more of a seamless look and application. Okay, so Ruby Woo. Here we go. And I just love this color. Isn't it beautiful? I know I don't typically do a red lip, but I think it goes with what we're doing today. And you're just going right over that lip liner, completely covering it up with that lipstick. And that's just going to kind of keep everything in where it goes, gives you a nice clean line on the outside edge. Take a step back, make sure you like your lines, everything's even. Yay. Okay, so now we're going to play with the Wahala. Here's what we're going to be doing. Up on that upper brow bone, we're going to give just a little tiny, actually, I think we're going to use Pride. We're going to use that up on the top of the brow bone. Then we're going to be using Fire, this one right here, that's going to go on the outside part. Then we're going to use Over Sabi right here. That's going to go on the inside and then up to blend over to the Fire. Let's see. Then we're going to use Gossip. This one right here. That's going to go on the lower part of the lid. And then we'll be using Fighter right here. And Fighter is going to go under the eye. And then we'll use a little bit of Sis right here. It's just going to add a little bit of depth and dimension to the outside part of the eye. And then we'll finish out the eyes. So we're going to use, you can reuse some of the brushes that you're going to start with, but you're going to need a couple different brushes today. So to start with, we're going to be using an angled brush, this one right here. This is a MAC, I can't even begin to read that number. It's just an angled eyeshadow brush. So we're going to start out in Fire, and it's just going to go on the face of that brush, not on the sides, just on the face. And we're going to get that outside corner. And we're going to blend it over into a little bit of a cat's eye. And get up right where that socket bone is right there. Get that right up on there. And this is just a nice red. So for you hooded eyers like me, hooded eyers. Okay, and I turned off the chat. I'm so sorry. I can hear you all chatting. There we go. Yep, that's correct. It's just going to go on the face of that brush, not on the sides. So for those of you that have hooded eyes, when you look forward right now with this, you should be able to see that red peeking up above that eye socket. And you know, I said we were going to start with that color, and we did not. So let's pause that, and we're just going to grab an all over shadow brush. We're going to grab let's do stand up that pink one just above Pride. We're just going to catch that little area right there, just so that we have something to blend into. So we want a non-color color. And that'll give us something to clean up that brow underneath there too. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Okay, so back to the fire. So you can get a nice red out of that. See how that balances out with that lip? Nice. And we're just gonna get enough color on there. Let's go to the other side. Right on that socket bone. And you're going about halfway right here. Correct. This part doesn't need to be like all neat and all that. You're going to blend all this together in just a minute. So, you know, just big picture is good for right now. You can worry about fine-tuning it later. Okay, I like that red. Although I probably needed another angle brush. And then on this bottom, we're going about halfway as well. Let me grab another angled brush for that yellow we're fixing to play with. Okay, let me just grab every brush I have and then we'll figure it out here. And as fate would have it, I had it over here already. Okay, so the yellow on this, which is called over Sabi. That one's kind of a light color, so make sure that you got a clean brush that you're working with on this one. So we're going to take it, and again, on the face of the brush, not on the sides. That over Sabi is that kind of yellow color. And we're going to work that in here. And up to where that red is. And then we're going to use it just to the outside. Just go ahead and drag you some right on the outside edge of that. We'll blend that out in a second. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. It would be really nice if my eye would stop watering right about now. Okay, and we're just going to blend that with that red. So you're just going to go over where the red and the yellow are touching. And just kind of go back and forth to blend them together. If you feel like you've removed too much of the red, go ahead and grab your red brush, and then you can blend with the red brush. And we're getting ready to put something in the bottom part, so you don't need to worry too much about what's going on there with that one. Okay, now we're going to grab Gossip, and we're just going to use a traditional, just like a everyday use shadow brush with this one. This one is a Max some can't read that number. 2 something. It's just a shadow brush. So we're going to grab that Gossip. We're just going to get it on one side of that brush for right now. And Gossip is going to go from the inside right here. It's kind of a greeny goldy color, and we're just going to use it pretty much for its shimmer and shine. And that's going to go all right here. So it's why we didn't need to worry too much about what was happening. And if you have blue eyes like I do, right about now, you're going to see that blue popping. This will be a nice fall color look too. So this is going to give you a little bit of shimmer. And then we're going to kind of get into that V right there with that. Okay, if you feel like you may have blended off a little too much of your red at this point, you can go ahead and come back with that red brush and go ahead and touch up and add a little bit more of that red in there. And any fallout, we're going to just use our all over brush and just get rid of that. I didn't really see too much of it, but that'll help with that anyways. Okay. Now we're going to grab actually, let's use a little, we'll do that at the end. Okay, so now we're going to grab a liner brush. I think probably this one more than a smudger. So we're just going to use a liner. We're going to load the front edge of that, and we're going to go into Fighter. And Fighter is kind of a nice green. So we're just going to get it on the edge there, and we're going to use that as our liner on the bottom. So we're going to go from that outside corner to that inside corner. And we're just going to give it a line. I was actually, let me swatch that on my hand real quick here. Yeah. Okay. I was looking at the difference between the color of Fighter and Power, but Power's got a little too much kind of purpley blue in there. So let's just hang tough with Fighter. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side. Again, that's going to line right up against that lash line. And then we're going to blend it out a little bit to the outside corner. A little bit of a wing line thing going on there. There we go. Now I want to bring down just a tad bit of the yellow that we have up there. So I am going to grab a smudger. This one is a Real Techniques. Does this one have a name? 087. Going to grab this, and just on the little tip of it, I'm going to put a little of that Oversabi on there and use that on the outside and just bring in a little bit of that on the bottom. All right, that just kind of blends that out ever so slightly. Let's go ahead and you know what? Let's use that same smudger, and we're just going to wipe off that oversabi on there. And we're going to use just the edge of that, and we're going to get a little bit of that sis in there. And that sis is going to go right here on that outside to just give a little depth on that outside edge. We don't want to alter the color. There we go. But we're just going to give it a little dimension right there. I think about halfway. Now I do notice I just saw some brown fall out. So let's get that. And this is kind of a, I guess it's kind of a dark taupe. It's not really a chocolate, but we're just going to use that there. Now, inside corner of the eye here, I'm going to use, this is an It Cosmetics. It's 326. This acts kind of like your finger, sort of. So we're going to take this right here, and that beautiful color that we did right here, which was the, what is that called? Gossip. So we're going to get that on just one side of it, and we're going to use that Gossip to round that corner and head over to that green we put down, Fighter. Just gives us a little shimmer and a sparkle on the inside there. Nice. Okay, anything you want to touch up at this point? Just want to make sure my red is good still. Nice blending. Wow, that came out super pretty. Okay, so we're not really using a liner per se today, but I am going to grab the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On. This is in the shade Freak. Love that green. So we're going to lighten up the eye just a little bit by getting that Freak right there on that waterline. See the difference between the two sides? And my eyes are just watering like crazy. Okay. So that just kind of lightens and lifts that eye area ever so slightly. Now we're going to use our Too Faced Better Than Sex liquid eyeliner, and we are going to wing this out ever so slightly. So right where we had this going here, we're just going to swoop that in there. There we go. So we just gave it a little bit. We're going to bring it all the way in. That is going to be a great fall shadow. Look at that. Now, I know that palette's been out for a minute, the Wahala palette, but you know how much I love to fully use palettes that you have to experience colors that maybe you wouldn't normally use, but you already own the palette, so you might as well. All right, let's just make sure that wing is going the same distance on both sides. Nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now we've just about completed our eyes. While we're waiting for that to kind of dry, we are going to do our brows. So whatever your chosen brow product is, you'll do that now. Because I have kind of this raspberry pink thing happening in my hair, I am using the Jumbo Multi-Face Stick in, I think it's called Blueberry Cupcake. This is going to be my brow product. For your fashion colored hair friends, feel free to use an eyeliner, colored eyeliner for that, or like this is a little bit soft, so I'm going to be using a brow brush. This is an Angled Brow 089 from Real Techniques, and we're just going to fill in that brow there. So if you need any help with your brow, come in and see my girl Olivia. She is our art expert from Benefit. She can wax, she can tint, she can thread, she can laminate, whatever it is you need done to your brow. She will map it so that you can be sure that you have the best brow shape for your brows. What God gave you, make the most of it. And then let me tell you how much that tinting is helpful. Because then you don't have to do very much at all to your eyebrows for several weeks, depending on how you care for it. You know, I am just loving that pink brow on top of this shadow look today. I know, it's a little crazy, right? Usually I pick out my clothes before I do this. So my, clothes kind of dictate what the makeup is. But I've been working off of a makeup color plan. And so I don't know what I'm going to wear with this today. And I have to go into work later today. So unusual for me, my shadow is going to dictate what my clothes are. So that should be kind of fun and different. So just make sure that your brows are the same on both sides. Whatever that same is for you. I think I've got my left one is a little bit wider. So let me just fix that. There we go. Close enough. Okay, let me get the lid on that. Okay, yes. Really liking that. I am going to tap that tear one more time. There we go. Now let us work on our lashes. So 2 things. First thing is we're going to mascara our lashes, and then we're going to put on false lashes. So I'm going to start out with the Tweezer Man. This is the, what is it called? Great Grip. Onyx Great Grip Eyelash Curler. Okay, so this here, I'm going to curl my lashes first, put on a little bit of Benefit Cosmetics Bad Gal Bang, and then we'll put our lashes on. So we're going to say our Bible verse and use that as kind of the timer for our lashes. So let me get up there. There we go. Every time I catch this shadow look in the monitor, I am really liking this today. Okay, so here we go. Eyelashes. Find that sweet spot with that curler so you are not pinching your lid at all. We do not want to remove our lashes. We just want to curl them. So find that sweet spot. There you go. Get ready. We're going to say that verse together twice. You ready? Here we go. The young lions suffer want and hunger, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Psalm 34:10. And actually, that's probably good enough for today because we are wearing the false lashes. So we'll just do that one time. Okay, come back over here. Find that sweet spot. There we go. You ready? Here we go. Young lions suffer want and hunger, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Psalm 34:10. Every time I hear Bible stories about lions, it always makes me think of David. Okay. So, yes, King David from the Bible. That's what I'm talking about. I know there's other stories about lions too, but it just always makes me think of that. Okay, so Bad Gal Bang. We're just going to offer a little color to our lashes. If your lashes are black, you can probably avoid this step. If your lashes are blonde or kind of clear like mine, you'll want to do this so that your lashes blend in with the false lashes. and or you want to do the bottom ones as well. So we're just giving a once over coat just for blending. Making sure we catch all of them. Outside corner. I don't know about you, but man, I got some ornery lashes today. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to catch the bottom ones. Good regular coat with the bottom ones because, they're not getting the false lashes. Okay. Walking right up to that, there we go, lash follicle there. There we go. I told you, man, they're being ornery today. I love how the Bad Gal Bang just separates and gives volume to those lashes. Okay, other side. I wish I could ambidextrously put on mascara, but alas, I cannot. I got quite a few with me on here online right now. Can any of you put on your mascara ambidextrously? No. Well, I haven't had a single yes yet, so. Okay. And, as fate would have it, I touched myself with that mascara wand. That's always what you want. Okay, so let me just do one more on those bottom lashes. There we go. So for today, I am going to be wearing the Juvia's Place. This is the Nubian Lash in Zaria. And I have already wore these before, so they are already trimmed. There we go. Nice flare. On the inside corner of this, you've got a smaller lash. And then on the outside corner of this, you've got a longer lash. And that's why... I think I don't know that this one is technically called a flare, but it's a light, mild flare. So I like the flare just because it really mimics more of what a natural lash looks like. So we're going to be using, let's back to the conversation. So if you are using a brand new pair of lashes, you're going to trim your lashes from the outside edge. You first take the lash off the tray, just kind of dry set it on your lash. And see, how long is it from side to side. If you need to trim anything off, as most people do, trim it from the outside edge of the lash. And you'll want to use a nice sharp scissor like these ones from Velour. And the tool that I am using to get these off the tray is the Velour tool. It just does a great job. Yes, you can use your fingers, but in my experience, your fingers are just adding extra stuff. Extra germ, extra oil. So I try not to touch my lashes with my fingers. I use the tool. So we're going to start out with, well, first off, set those on the table in front of you, inside edges together. So when you're picking them up, you're just picking them up and putting them on. They're already in the right order. This is especially important when you've got lashes that aren't a flare and it's not so easy to tell what the inside edge is. They're gonna, after usage, kind of conform to your eye shape. And so you wanna make sure you're putting on the right shape on the right eye. I am gonna be using the Eyelure. This is the 18-hour lash glue. This is a clear glue. It is latex free, just dries up super nicely. So we're gonna use our tool. We're gonna grab those lashes right in the middle there. This lash glue doesn't have a brush. Doesn't squirt out of a tube hole. It has kind of a paddle. And so we're going to take that paddle and we're going to get that right on the face or the edge of that lash. And then we're also going to put it on the face of that band. These do have a little bit of a band. Even the ones that have like a clear band, they still have kind of a face to it. So I like to hit those two edges. It just gives a little bit better application, and I think your lashes stay longer. So nobody wants to put on a lash and then have to put it on halfway through the day and then touch up things and fix things. I just want once and done. Okay, so then we're going to get it on the face of that. And you don't want too much adhesive on there like that. That's too much. There we go. So making sure we've got the outside edge all nice and good. And then we're going to let that set for just a second. I'm double checking the outside edges on the other one. Going to let that set for just a second. That adhesive is going to get a little bit kind of clear color. And as it sets, it's going to get a little tacky. And that's what's going to make it stay put. If you are putting it onto your eyelid and you feel like a cold wet kind of feeling, unless it's one of the ones that is meant to have a cold wet sensation, you probably didn't let it set long enough. You want it long enough, but not too long setting, just so that you get, it's kind of like when you super glue something, right? You put the glue on, you put them together, you separate them for a second, and then you put them back together. It's sort of like that premise. If you pick up it and you're still seeing too much white, just kind of fan it a little bit, and that will help it do its job for you. Also, if these are new, take both ends, and you're going to kind of work the band like this, and that's going to soften it up so that it'll be ready to work to the shape of your own eye. And you'll find out which lash company band you appreciate the most. A lot of times it has to do with the shape of your eye. Is your eye a round eye? Is it an almond eye? Do you have a long eye? Do you have a wide eye? And you'll find what works for you. Do you like a black band? Do you like a clear band better? Just completely personal preference as to what you like and appreciate and what look you want. So this is about where we want it now. So holding that in the middle, we're going to set that with that narrower end on the inside. And we're going to set it right in the middle where that eyeliner is that we put on. And then we're going to walk that around here. Get that outside edge. Oh, I just changed the color of the lights. I love it when that happens. Not. Okay. And that inside edge is being a little ornery. There we go. And you can kind of crimp together right above the band to get your lashes and those lashes as close together as possible so that you don't have a gap. Okay, let's check the inside of that one again. Okay, I think he's happy right there. And then I'd like to take the tip of those tweezers and work your lashes in. And then you get a nice clean lash. So now we're going to grab the center of the other pair. Right here. Looks like they may need a little bit of fanning. You can see the difference that a lash makes between the two sides. This one is a medium volume, so a little bit of something, but not too much. And I like the lashes from Juvia's Place are very natural, kind of uneven in such an intentional, lovely way. Okay, going right on that eyeliner line in that corner. You're on the outside edge. Working those two lashes together. Well, you know, my lash and the lash. We're going to use the tip. Get my lashes in there. We're going to make sure this one is doing what it should right there. Okay. There we go. Nice. And now if you find that, like right now, my eyes are watering just a little bit, Take that tissue and just make kind of a point and just tap right in that corner. And then you don't disturb anything you just spent all that time on. And that will kind of help with any eye watering that may be happening. I like black adhesive, but just about every black adhesive that I have ever tried has latex in it. So if you find that when you're using your false lashes that you are having any kind of eye watering going on, you probably have some sort of mild allergy to something being used. So pay attention to latex, not latex. Ordinarily, on my physical being, I have no latex problems at all. I've never had any kind of reaction to any kind of gloves or anything like that. But you go sticking it in an eyelash adhesive, and my eyes freak out. They don't like it. So, just a little bit of advice for you. Now, we've got all this going on. We want to make sure that nothing moves all day long. And actually, I'm going to take, because we were working with some darker colors and I did see a tiny bit of fallout happening, I'm going to take just the tip of that Laura Mercier and I'm just going to go over the area here. Just make sure we don't have anything funky happening. And then because we did already have our highlighter on, I'm not even going to put anything fresh on it. I'm just going to take the brush that we already have. Just go over that a little bit, make sure that's all good to go. Now that we've made sure that everything is nice and good and working together, I'm going to grab that Juvia's Place. This is the Ready, Set, Sealed. We're going to give that a little bit of a shake. Let's set that. Man, I love the smell of that. I also like the Urban Decay D-Slick if you're looking for something for oil control, makeup to keep it from slipping, sliding, moving around. That one is great too. So I hope you have, man, I am so excited about this. This is just beautiful. One of my favorites I think I've done so far. So thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. I look forward to seeing you throughout the week on social media and maybe chatting with you in person. Come see me in my store in Midlothian, Texas. Let's see. We are going to review some of those Bible verses. So let me get that off the screen right there. There we go. And we're going to get down here. Lots of little things happening today. There we go. There we go. Okay, here we go. Just kidding. There we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, magnify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. Let's see. Hold on. I'm losing my track now. Romans. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces will never be ashamed. Let me change our slide. There you go. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him from all his. Okay, so this one is the Message version, and delivered him from all his fears. There we go. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces shall never be ashamed. Are we good? Never be ashamed. Yeah, I wish this would just let me do the whole thing in one thing and I didn't have to do it in pieces like this. The poor man cried and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. Are we the next one too? The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and he delivers them. Okay, now we go down to the next one. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. Oh, fear the Lord, all ye saints, for those who fear him have no lack. And then today's verse isn't actually on there, but let me get up to that one. There we go. The young lions suffer want and hunger, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. All right. So it's great when there's scripture and song, but sometimes the verse for a song will stray just a little bit from well, the message is straying anyways, but it strays a little bit from the verse that we're doing. So it's hard to like try to remember it because in my head, I've got King James rolling around, I got the message rolling around, and I got the lyrics from the Brooklyn Tabernacle rolling around. So it's a lot of rolling around happening up here. So, and just a reminder, we are definitely coming near the end. Let me show you this here. Definitely coming near the end of our book that we're going to be having. This is Color Me James. This is going to be our season 3 kind of Bible. No, it's not kind of. It's a Bible study memorization journal coloring book. And so we're going to be coloring our way through and working our way through the book of James. I believe that we'll actually be able to start. No, we are going to be able to start the beginning of September with that. So things are coming down and working, and it is just an exciting time working on that for you and with you because we designed that cover together. And I'll be excited to share that finished project with you as soon as it is available. And this will be available in a couple of different formats. Excuse me. So I look forward to sharing that with you. So let me get back over here today. You can find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus on your favorite podcast platform. Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podbeam, Instagram, Facebook, you get it. Wherever it is that you're hanging out, you're probably going to find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. So look forward to seeing your looks and what you do with the palettes that we are using together. So let me see how you wahala. So share some pictures with me. So we are going to be looking at the blessing of the book of Numbers. I think I've got that up there now. I wonder what this looks like. Let's see what this looks like with my new glasses. Can you see it? Oh, yeah. I like it. Okay. So let's sing ourselves out. If you know it, sing it with me wherever you are, loud and proud. Here we go. The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his face toward you and give you peace. Heavenly Father, how much I thank you for the ones who are hanging out with me here live today and those who are watching this later on as a recording. I just pray that you would bless us with these words from Psalm 34, that you would help us to memorize these words, to hide them in our heart, Father, that we would be able to recall them when needed to share with others, and that we would be able to recall them, that the Holy Spirit would bring them to mind for ourselves, for reproof, for instruction in righteousness. Father, I just pray that you would be with us throughout this week and that you would give us a blessing. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Well, it has been a delight to hang out with you here today. I pray that you have a wonderful week. Have a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you later on this week at a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus.com. Goodbye. Love you. Mwah.